for this now.
No, it can't. It can't be parched in a
Ladies' affair today, isn't it?
Maybe Sophie should count in.
Yeah, who's leading?
So
Me, you get a 3/4 and that's it.
Awesome.
You missed the boat?
But not yet.
Not yet though.
Oh, now.
She said no.
Everyone. I'm just trying to think when I wrote that one. That was on the book launch day. Sorry, the premise is that there's new music every day. I was trying to think when I wrote the curtain raiser. It was the book launch day and I had to write something quick, the same duration as the curtain raiser. Anyway, talking amongst yourselves, Dean. Hello, welcome to 4 p.m. My name is Dean and I'm the 4 p.m. guy, and welcome to Mona. If you've not been here before, welcome anyone who's here for the Festival of Voices is still going, isn't it? Yes, there's probably some people here, singers. Anyone? No? No. Okay. They all found the airport. The idea of 4 p.m. is if you've probably seen me here today, sitting at the piano, writing new music. And so my premise to Mona for this installation would be that I would make something new each day. So each day the museum is open, I come in and write something new, and at 4 p.m. these wonderful people show up to play the music. Now at the moment, they might see a little familiar melody that I stole or took, one or the other, from a previous day and put that into today and use that as a seed to begin with. But essentially it's new all the time. So they're looking at it and not having played this piece before. So you and I are all going to experience, and them will experience the making of new music in front of you. We usually see things that are finished concerts, finished art on the wall. So this is kind of trying to show you the machine, if you like, lift the hood and show you the cogs. And art making is really a particular thing. We all think we have either a lot of ease for it or none whatsoever. And we come to a gallery and we're either really delighted or completely overwhelmed. But either way, I hope this is a nice experience for you to see this made in front of you. Please offer your love to the quartet for today. Miranda, Natalia, Anna and Sophie. Okay, so if you can see that screen there, you watch the music whiz by from the music I wrote today. If you can't see the screen, there's a paper copy over here. Don't take that home, I will need that back. Today marks, this whole new music thing. Today we've done it 465 times. There you go, that's how many times we've been doing it. So today's 465 today. So, hello everybody. My inspiration this morning was a dream that I had just before I woke up. And I had a dream about someone who I haven't seen for a long time, and so I missed them a bit, and so I thought about that person all day. So I call this piece Reunion. It's a little kind of solemn, I suppose, because haven't seen them in a long time, and this line on the cello, dee-da, just back and forward. You can think of that as like almost the sort of two people sort of talking, two people dancing together, if you like. And the thing with writing slow things, especially when it's that really like just pivoting two notes back and forward, it's really for the modern ear, like someone who's kind of grown up on pop radio, but might have listened to something like Ludovico Einaudi or what they've called this kind of phase of sad piano music. Max Richter or something or other, where it's composed properly, but it's also leaning into sort of It's not quite easy listening, but it's easy to appreciate if you haven't got an ear for classical music. So it's tough to write this little pivoting 2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2, and yet try and keep it interesting for me, for you, and ultimately for the people at home, which is you. So let's, and the little melody, the da-da-da is literally, this is the melody that started the day. Sorry. Pretty fucking simple, isn't it? It's got nothing going on. It's just this little tiny motive that just repeats and repeats. So I've got a slow 2-2-2-2, da-da-da-da-da-da. I've already backed myself into a corner. How do I get out of it? Let's see if I was successful. Okay. So I'm going to do either sultast or I might even try mutes to see if we like the texture.
Oh, no, I think that's, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Hey. Good hold there. That was sight read for the first time. They're very clever and deserves an applause. So, beautifully done. So, yeah, this melody goes da-da-dee-da-da-da. And the second time, da-da-dee-da-da-dum-dum. Add one note. The third time, da-da-dee-ba-ba-da-ba. And it asks you to take a bit quicker. And then this harmonic, da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-dum. So getting you little bit by bit, little nibble by nibble into what's going to come. And everyone will have a little go of that. Any questions?
It's good, good tempo.
Tempo's good, yeah. I think it's great.
Do you want it to move forward a little bit in the 2/4 bar?
The 2/4 bar, I think, is usually always a little push. Just a tiny little nudge on those
tempo
bars.
push, yeah.
Yes.
And then sort of relax.
I prefer to say nudge than push.
Nudge.
Yeah, a little nudge.
Nudge.
Can we try it with mutes, or should we wait till right to the end, do you think?
No, we'll try it with mutes.
Let's try it with mutes. Let's see what it does.
Sorry.
So mutes is, as it says on the packet, it mutes the sound, but it's not just making it quiet, it's changing the texture a bit.
Oh, stall.
So let's...
So maybe take them off at C. Do you want to take them off at C? Or
who's got time to do that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, can we do that? Yeah,
Junction.
yeah, good one, yeah. It's a restrained feeling when you put the mutes on, which I kind of like, especially for a piece like this. It's a bit kind of yearning, of a longing sort of piece. Okay.
Beginning?
Yep. 3. It's the 2/4. 2/4 Cool. Can we try just a tiny little D? Yeah, just a little tiny slide into those minims in the first 2 bars of D. Just a little slide. Only in the first 2. Should we go bar before D? It's kind of like that, making them cry, like, slide.
Make Sophie cry.
not you. And
So is this on D?
well, one before D. One before.
Sorry. Start that crescendo in the second bar of F. So when we hit the 5/4 bar, we're already starting to relax.
Sorry, start the decrescendo.
Decrescendo, yeah. Now this is what rehearsals are about: stopping and starting and putting stuff together. If at any point you're curious, if at any point you're confused and you want to ask a question of me, the musicians, or anything about the process, by all means, let's have a chat. Because this is not just about what, I'm not championing what I've done. This is a conversation about creativity, about showing up and the process of making things. So let's have a process conversation, if you have any questions.
We're just going to put a big pause on the bar before C to allow us time to get the music.
Sure.
Or a small pause. It'll be 3 beats instead of 2.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Do you like did you like the mutes? Yeah. We might put them back in at the end, maybe.
At the end, yeah.
Do you hear the difference between the mutes and the opening sounds? Yeah. What did you think? Do you think it was a good decision to use the mutes? Yes. Okay.
From D,
Yep, lovely. Thank you.
Out of 5?
or the up bar, Sophie's.
Yep.
Bar before G,
Yeah.
are you on the beat?
On the beat.
Everyone's
yeah.
on beat.
Sorry, I
yeah.
thought you were
That's all right.
off.
Do you want to go from just the bar before G?
Yep. Start. 2 field again.
beat 2 of the 2/4H. You can almost kind of,
Checking the bar before.
you can almost sort of, as soon as you hit the note, let's just do a D crescendo off that note, I think. Do you think? Yeah, that one, the second one. Yeah, come off it straight away.
Okay. Can we go from like G again? Or bar before G?
Bar before would be great.
Yeah.
Second violin. Hold there. That was lovely. So those little bars, especially with the D, first and fourth of I, are where we get the most amount of kind of energy, same tempo, but yeah, those are, especially those up to fortissimo. Should we just go a bar before I, or Flossie?
Yeah.
Any questions first? Anyone got any questions?
So Sophie, do you have quavers at K?
No?
Sure do for the first 2 beats.
Excellent. C.
Oh, there's a question there.
I have a question for you. Like, you do this every day. How do you handle the days when you feel like your emotions, like you don't feel like creating? And how does it make you feel? And if you have any strategies, mental strategies to overcome?
Was that the question at the beginning of the day or the end of the day? I haven't picked up that.
The creating the music,
Yes.
like during the day.
Yeah.
How does it feel? How do you handle the days when you don't feel like creating?
How do you get through the days when you don't feel like creating?
How does it make you feel?
How does it make me feel? Well, I'm at work. Which sounds like a very so okay. Let me extrapolate that to make it's not quite so blunt. I think there's the idea of work, being a worker. You do something. Chances are you do something you might be proud of. But there's also the idea of doing labour, which is like a single person in a factory and you don't care for that job. And on the other end of the spectrum, there's the arts. There's the bloody arts where you're not working for anyone, you're not bound to anything, and you're the master of your own destiny. You can write, paint, chisel, dig, whatever the hell you want. That's probably why you come to a museum, to see someone who is unbound by constraints and they just made art. And the idea that you can just make art all day. But you're right, sir, some days you just don't feel like doing it. Or, what I suspect is a lot of people, one of two things. You either did something really good when you were young, like you might have been in your teens and you made a drawing or wrote some music or you made a sculpture and it was like banging, you got lucky. You got lucky the first time. And you've been shit scared of doing anything ever since because you don't want to burst your bubble of how good you were. Because you know that the next thing you may make after a good thing is a shit thing. That's one thing. The other thing is you think you have to have the idea when you show up. You think you have to be inspired, you have to know what the story is, I'm going to do art about this, and if I don't have the idea, I'm not going to do anything. because I'm not a labourer, I'm not a worker, I'm an artist, so I'm just going to wait for the muse to come. My provocation is that if I waited for the whole thing to arrive, I might make 3 pieces a year, and 2 of them are shit and 1 of them's average, as opposed to just showing up even when I don't feel like it, and just writing something that'll most likely be rubbish, but it's just compost for the day when it is good. I think. There you go. There you go. Having said that, on my days off from here, I go home. I don't write. I sit in front of the fire and drink wine and read books. But this is this 4th season of 4 p.m. So in the break, I will do writing when I'm not showing up here. My break's not until October, by the way. I'm doing this every year. Crazy. Thanks for the question. How'd we go?
Good.
Did you fix it while I was away?
Yeah. Bar before I.
Bar before I? Great. It's a delicate, yeah. Back to delicate. Changing the harmony here to put it on its side, more mysterious. Now. Really? All right, that was the last bar. We got to the end. Woo! Okay, so she's one of they're touching their pencils. They love to write things. So do you want to run that last 2 or 4 bars again?
Yeah, maybe run that again.
Okay, run the last 4
Yeah.
bars again. Does anybody else have any questions while they talk about stuff?
It's alright, we just need to run it again.
Oh, there. Oh, question up there. Awesome. What key is it in and why? It's in it's in A minor, but I've tried to make it mysterious because I didn't want the cello in particular to be playing the A all the time. So if you go, right? A. So if I take the A away, so it's still an A minor chord. Give the bass something else to do. You go, is it A minor? Is it A minor? It's A minor because I was just in a white key mode. Just couldn't be fucked. There it is. I don't know. Often the key doesn't make any difference. Like I'll just start to mess around and I'll just start writing notes, and then it could take me an hour before I agree. Oh, it's in A minor or it's in D. It sort of tells me after I've just plugged notes in. I don't start out with a. I'm going to write a thing in A minor today. That never happens. It sort of tells me what key it's in. There you go. All good? Do you want to run that last 4
I
bars?
was just thinking at H, it sort of had that feeling like maybe it wanted to move forward a little bit.
Where it gets yes.
Like when I think Sophie's got crotches or
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, like just a slide
Okay,
sort
sure,
of
sure, yep.
thing, and then we can sort
Little
of always
push.
relax it at some point, like not kind of.
Well, you could keep that up through that in the busy section and come back down again
Yeah,
at K.
like, so maybe
Maybe the
Yeah,
written
okay, so
into...
like kind of keep it a bit.
Keep a little bit kind of forward, yeah, until K.
Yeah.
Yep. There's no note called K, by the way. Sorry, that's just a rehearsal mark. K sharp.
And did you want the mute to come on at the end again, or
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes.
I don't know if everyone's got
M?
room. Sophie might.
Well,
not.
you don't have time, but that's okay.
But I could put it on at M.
This might be enough.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, mute's on. Cool.
Alright, I reckon we're.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I can sit down?
Yeah.
I'm sitting over there. So here we go. I don't know what today will be in terms of the spreadsheet of success. No idea. It could just be compost for tomorrow. I've no idea. If you have a day when you don't like it, chances are you won't show anybody what you've done. You'll just put it in the drawer or burn it or smoke it or wipe your bum with it. But I don't. The challenge for me is to have to show you all of my bad days. Never mind. That's my problem to deal with. I wrote a book about the bad days. Too. The conversation about creativity and this showing up that I mentioned to this gentleman over here is kind of expressed through this book here, which is 150 consecutive days here. So here's my journal. My journals of every day for 150 days. It's not about music theory because no one really cares. It's just about apart from these guys who care very much about
No.
music theory. It's just the idea of showing up when it's good, when it's bad, what happens. I figured if you had a favourite, let's just keep it in the world of music, whether it's like a Beethoven symphony or Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses, either or, if you could read one of the musicians or the composer's diary of every day they were writing it, how that would change or affect your view of that piece of music today. They had great success. Tomorrow they want to set fire to it. Next day Guns N' Roses want to be a jazz band. This is so bad, I can't stand it anymore. And how fascinating it would be to follow the creative process through something that you know really well. That was my idea behind making this book. And you can see we record everything, so all of the live music is through that book. 11 hours just through that. Now there's like hundreds of hours. It's crazy, 465 days. And there are some, over here you'll see there's a little QR code over here. Takes you to Bandcamp. If you're a streaming person, that's the only place that my recordings stream. Otherwise, album. Upstairs, the best of, with downloads or CD, or just downloads. Here we go. Here's day 465, reunion. you very much.
Yes.
Miranda, Natalia, Anna, Sophie. There you go. That's day 465. I don't know. What do you reckon? Any good? Yeah? All right. You liked it? Hey, woo! All right. Put that in the spreadsheet with a gold star at the end of this season. We might record some of our favourites, which is what those 3 albums are about. Because this is the 4th season, so we record an album of favourites after each one. You can buy them up in the shop if you like. Come and have a chat to me about anything you've seen or heard, or questions about the book. And thank you, Ensemble. And thank you for listening. My name is Dean. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.